story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Man, these people at the Summit Group, what a bunch of nut jobs. I don't know how many times I told them. They just don't fit in on the south side of the city. You know, the southwest side especially. I mean, we're on the west side of the tracks, people. Now, they really should pack up their stuff, head back over to their University Club White Tower. You know, I don't understand them. You know, with all of our other CSI teams, you know, bogged down in other cases, I'm really going to need your help solving this case. Hey, recruit. How are you doing?
Not bad. How are you doing?
Good. Doing well. So, since you've been here a little while, what have you come to? What conclusions have you got?
We're not quite sure. It's pretty gruesome. There's been head wounds, stabbing, poisoning. We're not quite sure what did it.
So, who's our Vic?
It's a 51-year-old CEO of the Summit Group. His name's Bill Paulos. Been around for about 25 years. He's it's kind of an interesting case. He's been in the government scene for quite a few years now. He's stepped out on quite a few toes, getting to the top. His 2 kids, wife he left behind.
Do we have any suspects?
We have a few, and they look very suspicious. Very suspicious.
So, who's our suspects?
Well, we got a few here. One's a bookie named Jamie College. Got an artist named Mark Langer, receptionist girl named Lauren Soderberg, as well as power broker's assistant upstairs named Jamie Moore. Last but not least, there's a hotshot ad guy named Jordan Howe.
So, who do you think did it?
That's just it. They all seem to have a motive. They're all a little bit sketchy as well. I mean, they've had opportunities, they've had access to Bill, and it's tough to figure out who it's going to be.
Well, looks like the body's been moved.
Yeah, the coroner came earlier today to take it out of here.
Did they leave you a report on how the condition of the body?
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
There's a puncture wound through the heart, not to mention traces of poison in his body. And he actually had a pretty big gash from a blunt object of some sort, which you can see a war down near the Addy. Delivered quite a blow.
Well, we've got
to the head.
To the head. Well, we've got looks like we've got some heart medication here. And a coffee mug. It smells really weird. And a letter opener. And yeah, even the Addy down there. Well, as you can see, looks like we got our work cut out for us.
Indeed we do.
That's why we're going to need your help today. Okay, gang, this is it. Our window of opportunity is really short here. We're going to need to have this thing wrapped up by 2 p.m. today. What I'm going to need you to do is review the interview tapes, review what's been going on here, find out, you know, let us know who you think did it and with what.
Yeah, I've worked for him for 20 years, and I've got the Tiffany necklace to prove it. He, despite the gifts though and all that, he was as mean as hell. I can't believe somebody didn't knock him off a long time ago. He deserved it.
Hell no, I'm not gonna miss him. I guess that's why there's 3 partners, in case one of them gets whacked before their time.
What? Bill? He was the nicest guy ever. Always took us to the Greek festival, made sure we had enough to eat. He even saved my cat. I'll bet it was that Jordan guy. He's always grumbling to himself about how rude he is.
Oh, I'm sure we'll go on without him. They might rename the agency, though.
So, were you with Bill Paulos last night?
Yes, I met with Bill on Tuesday night. I remember because he woke me from my accounting-induced coma. You see, I tend to get that way during our monthly financial reviews. He was yelling. He was so upset. The last month's financials were awful. He was screaming and yelling. I hate it when he takes it out on me and starts talking to his other personality.
You're pretty reserved. You know, there's a saying in my business that it's the quiet types that do it.
I'm not saying I'm not capable of killing, but Bill is not at the top of my list. I do have a nasty side. For example, last month when my neighbor's dog would not shut up, well, let's just say their dog won't be barking anymore.
Well, as far as I know, you're the last person to see Bill alive. What do you have to say about that?
I wasn't the last person to see Bill on Tuesday night. I know that Mark Langer was still here, and there could have been others. I would talk to Mark. Those basement people have a reputation.
That may be the case, but until we figure things out, you're still our lead suspect. Mark, I know you're in there.
Who is it?
It's Officer Duelmeyer.
I'm in the shower.
Well, I'm coming in. I need to talk to you.
This better be quick.
Don't worry, we'll be. I have a couple questions to ask you, Mark, about the time of Bill Paulos' death. You have a minute?
I guess I do now.
Mark, it's my understanding that you and Bill did not see eye to eye on a lot of things.
It's true. He took my artwork so seriously, he wouldn't care. He didn't even know if a good design bit him in the butt. Look at this one. This is one of my favorites. He just doesn't understand anything I'm trying to do here.
You know, Mark, your Addy was found with your fingerprints at the murder scene. How do you explain that?
Those Addies? Everybody's fingerprints are on those things. I just happened to show the latest one to him. I walked in his office and I told him straight out. I said, Mom, I can't believe it. And I did leave, by the way.
Mark, do you have any ideas who might want him dead?
Well, look, it could have been me. He's a Bears fan, I'm a Vikings fan, but it wasn't. You should be checking into that chick upstairs, Millward, Jamie. Some weird things going on with her walking around with deer heads. I don't really like everything that's going on up there, but you should check her out.
About Bill's unexpected passing.
Yeah, it's really sad about Bill's passing. I mean, it's totally strange how he went, but, you know, really, it's going to be better with Steve running the place. He already does it anyways.
Well, according to our telephone records, Bill called you during his meeting with Jamie. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, he was calling because he was just going on and on about how stressed out he is and how he needs a vacation. And he asked me to bring down his medication because I guess it calms his nerves a bit. But really, I just think he needs a vacation. I know it's this great timeshare in Maui, but I guess he can travel whenever he wants to now.
So, last question. Did you hear or see anything suspicious?
I'll kind of think of it. Jordan did get canned earlier today, and it seemed kind of unfair. So we played the Wii 6 hours a day to win the championship. We're all kind of sad that he left. We really liked him around here. When I did his exit interview, he didn't take the news too well at all.
Hey, you. So, what do you know about the Bill Paulos murder?
Not much. What? A murder?
Murder.
All right, fine. I mean, it was right here in this building. You work here?
And he's dead.
Well, that's my thing. I mean, shouldn't you ask employees that currently work here? I mean, I don't. I don't work here anymore.
Did work there. It's me.
Well, sure. I mean, maybe I did see his dead, rotting corpse, and maybe I did throw my pink slip at him because I was upset. But that doesn't mean that I killed the guy. Come on.
So if you didn't do it, who did it?
You know, I don't know who killed him. But the one thing I do know is when I was packing up my stuff and getting ready to leave the office, I walked past and Bill was yelling at Lauren, and she definitely had a crazy look in her eyes, so, you know, that's what I saw.
So some people were saying that you had a pretty heated argument with Bill yesterday. What happened then?
Yeah, I was pretty mad at him. I mean, he totally yelled at me just because I didn't say certainly one moment please. I remember when I started working here and they gave me the script for that. I totally sound like a robot. Certainly one moment please. After 8.5 hours of that, I'm about ready to stab everybody with a letter opener.
Did you see anything suspicious that night?
Well, I left right at 5:30, but I do know the college and Millward were still here because I saw their cars in the parking lot. And I think there were some people playing the Wii because I heard a lot of shouting from downstairs. And I'm pretty sure someone was working out because the TV was on. But the weirdest thing was as I was leaving, Jordan pulled into the back of the parking lot.
Did you know that he was stabbed with a letter opener?
I certainly did. Heard it on the news this morning. And it actually was my letter opener. He must have grabbed it before he went into the meeting.